The topic is strings. So in this video I'll explain what does it mean by a string and what are the methods of creating a string. Then I will discuss about few important methods of string. Now let us start. See, string is a built-in class available in Java. Yes, it's a class, but it is almost used like a data type, like integer, float, double. These are the data types. Similarly, we use a string also. So that is the reason I am discussing it in the beginning. Now by learning string, we will understand the terminology of object orientation like classes, objects, methods. We'll come across these things also. We'll get some idea about this one also. So let us start. A string is a collection of characters that are forming words or sentences or names or anything, that is collection of characters. And the simplest method for creating a string is this one. String str1 Java program. This has to be enclosed in double quotes. It is just like if you are declaring an integer type variable n and assigning value 10. It is almost similar to this one. Like integer is a data type, n is a variable name, and 10 is a constant or a literal. So same way, string is a class name here, str1 is a variable, but we call it as a reference. This we call it as reference. So variables of type objects, we call them as reference. And this is a string object. This is a string object. Alright. But as I said, this is a literal. So yes, this is also a literal. So when we create a string like this, it looks like this in the memory. This str1 is a reference. And this Java program, this entire string is stored like an array of characters. And this is also having indices. This is 0th alphabet, 1, 2, 3, so on. The length of this string is 12. And this is a reference referring to this one. So reference means what? It will hold this object. This is an object. This is a string object. And it is holding that one, or it is having the address of that object, the beginning address of that object. But in Java, we don't talk in terms of addresses or pointers. We say reference. But actually it stores the address, but we call it as reference. So this is a reference. A variable of type class is called as reference, and references are used for holding objects or pointing upon objects. So this is an object. So here in the simplest method, I have directly taken something in double quotes. So that is a string literal. It's a string literal. Remember this one. Now next I will show you what are the different methods of creating a string, right? So here I have constructors for creating a string. Means constructors are the methods or the functions, I should say methods, that are used for creating objects. So let us see what are the other methods of creating a string. So I'll remove this. I am showing three constructors here. The first constructor takes array of a character. So I have taken an array of characters. Then from this I can convert it into a string. So the method is create a string. I'll give the name as str1. This is the reference name. Then for creation of objects, we use keyword new. Then constructor. A constructor is a method which will have same name as class name. And here I'll give this array name C. So this array contents will be converted in the form of a string. So that array is as it is, but we also get a string. So if we draw a diagram or a picture for this one, then str is a reference referring to this string having alphabets A, B, C and D, 0, 1, 2, 3. This is how it looks like. So if you already have some array of characters, you can convert them into a string object. Then let us see the next one, that is byte array. I'll declare a byte array here. This is a byte array having ASCII codes for English alphabets, capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D. Now by using this byte array, in a similar fashion, I can create a string str1. Okay, I'll call it as str2, then assign new string. This is a constructor. Now to this pass an array B, that is byte array. Then this str2 reference will be referring to this object of string containing alphabets. Now A, this is A, capital B, capital C and D. Similar one. I have taken same set of alphabets here also. But if you see the difference, this is a string coming out of byte array, this is a string coming out of character array. Now let me read the line once again. This is a class name of a string. This is a reference. Reference means it's hold the object or point onto the object. New means an object will be created in heap. This means the object is created in a heap. And this is the constructor which will be called once the object is created. Now one more method for creating a string, this method. I will show you this method. Now this third method, this is interesting. Let us see. I will create a string. String str1, I will give the name, and new. Constructor is string, and it takes a string. So it means actually it takes a string literal. So I'll give the literal as Java. So this is one more method. Now from here we learn some interesting facts about string. See, when we create any string by using this method, then here we are creating a new string as well as we are giving a string literal. So how the object is created? Look at this one. str1, this is a reference to a, I will not draw an array like, just I will draw a object like this, Java. This will be created in heap. This will be created in heap. And one more, that literal itself object will be created. And this is created in a pool of object, string constants. So Java maintains a pool of string constant, that is string constant pool. So this will be in constants pool. So I'll just call it as pool. So this will be created in heap and this will be created in pool. So it means two objects will be created. Yes. Why? Because we said a new string. So we are creating a new string. So whenever you say new, object will be created in heap. And this is a reference referring to that object. And here we are mentioning a literal. So this will also occupy memory space and this will occupy space in pool. For that there is no reference. Now let us come back to the previous example, the very first example I have given you. I'll give the name as str2 and here I will write on a literal, that is Java program. Okay. So this is the example we have already seen. So how this is created? String 2 is a reference and this reference will be pointing to an object and that is containing this one, that is Java program. So let us see what is this and where it is created. See, what is this? Are we saying new? We did not say new, so it's not created in heap. Then what is this? This is a literal. So where the literal will occupy the space, it will occupy space in pool. So this object will be created in pool and this reference will be pointing on to that pool object. Because we have mentioned a reference to this pool object, so that's why this will be created in pool of literals, that is string constant, and to that this will be referring. But here we did not ask it to create an object in pool. We asked it to create an object in heap, so it will be pointing on heap object. str1 is a reference to this object. But as we are giving a literal, it has to create a object in pool also. So this is similar to this one. Already I have explained you. Here I will write down. I said that integer x assigned 10. Now, what is this? Data type. What is this? Variable. Variable, will it occupy space? Yes. How much space? 4 byte space. So x will occupy 4 bytes of space. Then 10, where it is stored? In that variable x. Okay, this is there. Literal is stored in that x and its name is x. Now let us see next. If I write somewhere 2 into x plus suppose y assign z, if I write an expression like this, then in this z is a variable, x is a variable, y is a variable. What is this 2? 2 is a literal. It's a literal constant. X will occupy space, y will occupy space, z will occupy space. What about 2? Also occupy a space. So literals also occupy space. This literal we have given it to x, so directly it is stored there. But here there is no name for this one. So this literal will also occupy space. So string literal will also occupy a space. If you use any constant values in the program that are nothing but literals, they will also occupy space. So this string literal will also occupy space. That's it. So reason I have given you why it will create two objects, one in heap and one in pool. Now we have seen all the constructors and this is the basic method using literal. Now I'll show you more on this one. Let us create a string by using a literal string str1 and I will call it as Java. J is capital. So what happens? An object is created in a pool, right? And str1 will be pointing on that one. This is in pool because I have used a literal. So directly str is pointing on an object in a pool. Now next step. If I write string str2 as it is, no changes in the cases also, capital J A V A, same thing. So I have used same literal, and when I am using same literal, Java will not create another object, but it will make str2 also point on the same object. This is an interesting thing. Reason, when you are using same literal and for literal it has created an object, so when more than the references you want on that same object, it will give the reference to the same object. It will check in the pool that whether this object is already there. Yes, you are using a same constant. So it will point on the same string. Suppose if I say string str3 assign new, when I say new, again I will write string and I will use same cases, J capital Java Java if I declare it like this now. Now I am saying new, so I want new object, I don't want anything from pool. So now this time it will create a new object in a heap. This will be in a heap, a new object will be created and str3 will be pointing upon that object. Now one more thing, whether it will create a object for the literal once again? No, it's already there. Same literal is there. So it will not create one more object for this one because that same literal is used here. Right? If it is different, then it will create object for that literal also. So already it's in pool. For the same thing, object is created in heap. So with respect to also two objects, one is created and the other one is already existing. So one thing we understand from here that if you are using literals and same literal if you are using, it is not created again. And if you want to create it again, then you must say new. If you say new, then only an object will be created in heap separately. And one more thing you should remember, whenever you are saying new, then two objects may be created. One is in heap, the other one is in the pool. If already it is in pool, then it is not created. So that's all about the constructors of string. So in the next video, we will see the methods of string.